I'm a freelancer with Arab News from Saudi Arabia, and occasionally I do write the odd article for Today. Okay, two questions. Number one, how much does all this search cost me as a consumer? Because one of the major complaints of current 3G applications is that it's very expensive to surf on your mobile.
Who would you like to have this question answered from?
That one I would probably hit.
That's a very good point, and I'm very pleased to be able to say that M1 is among the leaders in the world in terms of pricing data over 3G. And in fact, in December we launched a service called M1 Broadband, which allows speeds of 3.6 megabits per second for a fixed rate. And we have versions of that going down 1.8 megabits for as low as $38, and just ordinary 3G speeds, $22 a month. And so even if you're just subscribing to a voice package, you can, for a very small additional subscription, you can get a large amount of data, so just a few dollars a month. So I agree with you, it's a problem in many countries, and it's even more a problem when you're roaming, and I think the industry has to address that problem. I think daily caps is one way to address it, is my idea for roamers. But yeah, if you do roam, if you're a Singapore customer and you roam out of Singapore, you can get very large bills.
My second question would be to Neil. Do you see this as, are you exclusive with SMS 2.0 as a means of beating your two other competitors in the market?
Actually, as you know, M1 believes in open access generally, but at the moment we have an arrangement with SMS 2.0. But our belief is that if it's going to be a successful product, it has to be open to everybody.
Okay.
I would just like to share with you that while the data is something that the consumers pay for most of the services, there's one highlight here with SMS 2.0 that M1 has enabled it as a zero-rated service to the consumers in Singapore, which means that when they have data delivered on SMS 2, it is zero-rated. The consumer pays no data charges for SMS 2 usage. They're only paying the normal SMS fee. Now that's something special that M1 has done, and that is indicative of how we are leading this service. Thank you. Any questions?
Hi. Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is David for CNET. I actually have two questions directed for Chris. If SMS 2.0 is based on the Series 60 platform, what is the current limitation on the number of devices that can run SMS 2.0? And also, I understand Nokia has its own search application for Series 60 platform. So how does this stand in line with the SMS 2.0? Because the Nokia search application actually allows you to search via Windows Live and Yahoo search as well.
Okay, so to answer your first question, which was about the devices that it will run on. So I think in India it's already been launched on 2.8, in Symbian 2.8, and in fact it will work, I believe, on all versions of from 2.0 forward. So if you look at that from a device rollout perspective, it's everything within the N series moving forward from N70. And on the mobile phone category, it's the forward of the 3250 with the Series 60 capability. So all of the devices forward of those launched devices will basically be able to use the SMS 2.0 functionality.
Yes. Yeah. I would also like to share that it's a collaborative effort in order to make the application work on a Nokia device. There's a lot of testing that needs to go. You have to make sure that it works perfectly. It's not a simple task to replace the SMS app. It's the most used app on the phone. To get that going, there's huge concerted efforts put by Apple as well as by Nokia and our partners to make it work, and we are always striving to put it on more phones. Trust us, we have full interests aligned with making that happen, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, back to you, Chris.
And then to your final question in terms of the search capability, I think Anuj alluded to the fact that these areas haven't necessarily been finalised yet. So, you know, in the interest of ease of use, in the interest of consumer experience, and whatever it takes to make it the best experience, we'll obviously be working with the partners in the group to make sure that the consumer's experience is the best experience, whatever that is. And I think if you look at, you know, the history of what Nokia has been doing, very similar to M1's approach, we believe in open platforms and open source. So I think there's a number of different capabilities that people can enjoy on their Nokia device, whether it's, you know, an application which they've downloaded onto a Series 60 platform, from any of the vendors. So in that sense, I think it's an open question at this stage.
Yeah, and also what I shared with you earlier is a way to bring search to the consumer. We are not being the search engine, and whatever Nokia is offering is completely complementing. In fact, when we trigger the search from SMS, it can straight away go to Nokia search, and that becomes one more way of accessing Nokia search, if you like, for the consumer. Rather than thinking of us being a search, we're not being a search engine. We are just owning a consumer experience, bringing them ease to search from SMS. So if you were to type me a message, Anush, let's meet for dinner later in Clarkey, and I am not sure where is Clarkey, where to go, I could actually click on Clarkey and then find a search result from there. So SMS is just a way to channel the query rather than no need to type because it's already there, So yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Any questions for our partners in India?
Hi, I'm Sokwi from Mediacorp News Channel 8. Can I just find out from you, is Chinese presently included in this service? And the second question will be, when can we expect this to be universally compatible for everyone?
Okay. In terms of whether Chinese is included, I'll take that question first. If a user is using SMS2 and they want to send a message to their friend in Chinese, they can. There is no problem with that. It works perfectly. If that user were to subscribe for news in Chinese and we had a partner who was delivering news to SMS 2.0 in Chinese, then the user will be able to see that as well. That is already available today. It can be available today. As far as launching in China is concerned, or if that was a question when you said whether it will be universally available, was that a question as well? Compatible. I think it is already compatible with Chinese on the phones that we support. But as we are going to support more phones going forward, we will always make sure that the multiple languages are supported within the SMS2 environment. So it doesn't take anything away from existing SMS. It's only making it, enriching the consumer experience on SMS, not taking any features away from the existing SMS. So it supports the languages that the SMS was supporting before.
Sorry, maybe I should have phrased it this way. What I meant was, because the old SMS is not intertransmittable to the new one, right?
Oh, no, it is. It works perfectly. So let's say if I send you a message now from SMS2 to your current SMS, it will go as normal SMS. You will receive SMS as normal. But if you were on SMS 2.0, you will experience a greater, a more engaging consumer experience on SMS 2.0. So if I send you a message from SMS 2, you will receive it on your existing SMS as it was before. So it's compatible. It's backward compatible. Yes.
Mukesh, to operate that, you need a GPRS or a 3G connection. I mean, it'll just work on those.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And say if I click, I mean, I get an ad, I click, I get an image or something. So do I pay for the image that has come, maybe data, whatever?
In certain cases, no. In certain cases, yes. So if, for example, if I see let's say I see a news clip, and that news clip shows me an option to watch a video. Now, showing the image could have been free, but let's say if the video is really big, well, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to make that entire thing free, right? So there might be some nominal charges, but the user is informed. So for example, just now I showed you the option when I made a call, right? It's like, will the call be free? No. So, but it informs the user appropriately. So the user has a choice. It's completely opt-in based. It's never a case that user didn't know and they got charged.
And search, is it paid search? I mean,
for search, we haven't launched. I mean, today is the first time I have previewed search to you as a technical capability available in SMS2. I'm sure even our partners have seen it for the first time today in certain cases. So we are going to go back to our partners, work out the commercials with them, and you'll find it in the market soon. But this is the first time it has been previewed, and we are all privileged to have experienced that today. So I'll answer that question along the way.